The global chessboard has been upended. Today, the theoretical threat of total regional escalation has become a hard, steel-gray reality. Our top story: the United States has officially activated a full naval blockade of Iranian ports, a move that effectively chokes the primary arteries of the world's energy supply.
The White House has confirmed that as of this morning, U.S. naval assets have moved into position to enforce a zero-traffic policy. The objective, articulated by President Trump, is uncompromising. Iran must never, under any circumstances, acquire a nuclear weapon. The administration's stance is that the period of strategic patience is over. In a bold assertion of leverage, the president pointed to America's current energy independence, stating that while the U.S. no longer relies on these trade routes for its own survival, it will not allow the global community to be subjected to what he labeled nuclear blackmail.
The reaction from the Kremlin was instantaneous. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov held an emergency telephonic briefing with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Lavrov issued a stinging condemnation of the move, characterizing the blockade and recent military strikes as a reckless abandonment of diplomacy. On the other side of the line, Araghchi warned that the U.S. presence in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz is a direct spark in a powder keg, threatening not just regional stability, but the fragile equilibrium of global peace.
We have now confirmed why the diplomatic back-channel in Islamabad failed so spectacularly over the weekend. Sources indicate the U.S. presented a list of red lines that required the immediate and verifiable dismantling of Iran's nuclear infrastructure. These terms were met with a wall of resistance. Iranian officials have dismissed these demands as unlawful, maintaining that they will only return to the table if their legitimate rights and interests are respected. With the U.S. refusing to budge on its security requirements, the bridge to a peaceful resolution has essentially burned.
Amidst this escalating hostility, a unique diplomatic thread remains intact: the relationship between New Delhi and Tehran. Despite the blockade, India-Iran relations remain functional and high-level. Communications are ongoing regarding the safety of merchant shipping and the protection of regional cooperation. India finds itself in an incredibly delicate position, balancing its strategic partnership with Washington against its critical energy and security interests tied to Iranian corridors.
As we look at the maps tonight, the Strait of Hormuz has become the most dangerous stretch of water on the planet. This is no longer a war of words or a series of economic sanctions. It is a physical confrontation between a superpower and a regional power, with the world's economy hanging in the balance. The red lines have been drawn in the water. The question tonight is no longer about who is talking, but who is willing to fire the first shot in a conflict that no one can truly afford.
The Navy is in place. The ports are silent. The world is waiting. We will continue to bring you updates as this situation develops.
As the sun sets over the Persian Gulf, the world waits. The ships are in position, the diplomatic channels are frayed, and the red lines have been crossed. The question now is no longer if a conflict is coming, but how much longer the world can hold its breath.